Western Spring Television. Ours it is.
The Sahara Desert is about 9 million square kilometers, and it's getting wider and larger every day. Some northern states in Nigeria are even under serious threat of desertification. How long shall we wait? How long shall we watch? For how long shall we sit or sleep and let the desert take over our dry lands?
Undo the deserts.
All right, thank you for being here with us. And if you're just joining us, it's still Spring Delight from Western Spring Television. And I hope you're prepared. You probably had prepared, is it pounded yam, rice, or akpu, starch, santana with food soup delicacy there. You can see what it looks like. We share with you how to prepare sumptuous and very delightful and delighting meals from here. All right, thank you to the team for doing that for us and with us. And my second guest is seated, as I told you earlier. But first of all, let me bring us all into speed and insight as to what we'll be discussing. And let me just take you all back to the 5th of June of every year. Is commemorated as World Environment Day, and it is the largest global platform for environmental public research, and is celebrated by millions of people across the world. It is held annually. Now, let me bring us to that point as well, some key points about World Environment Day. The day is led by the United Nations Environment Program, UNEP, since 1973. And in 2024, it is hosted by Saudi Arabia with a focus on land restoration, desertification, and drought resilience. Now, every 5 seconds, the equivalent of 1 football pitch of soil is eroded. Now, trees in urban areas can cool the air by up to 5 degrees centigrade, reducing air conditioning needs by 25%. Lakes, Rivers and wetlands hold 20 to 30% of global carbon, despite occupying only 5 to 8% of its land surface. Yeah, that's just one of a brief moment that we need to let you all know and sharpen our horizon concerning the environment and World Environment Day 2024. It was a moment in the course of the week that really sharpened quite a whole lot that we need to know about our environment. And joining me in the studio this morning, he's a man of so many parts, naturally, who's actually doing so well for himself all along the lines. I would say, yeah, he's an environmentalist, he's a lecturer, he's an author. Probably very soon he will be a presenter and an on-air personality. Then we'll talk about that. Mr. Stephen Okeowo is here. I'd like to say good morning to you and thank you for taking time out to be with us.
Good morning, thank you.
Welcome to Spring Delight.
Yes, thank you.
What's the environment like here? I hope you like the environment right here.
Oh, very, very colorful, beautiful.
Thank you.
And,
thank you. Let's get down to the business of the morning. Let's talk about the environment. These days we see what it looks like. People tend to fell trees without saying, let me put this back, which greatly has affected the society, the environment, not just the society, the environment at large. We have, at times, it's been said that when we have trees planted, it does quite a whole lot of protections to the houses and what have you. What do you make of the environment that we live in right now?
Thank you. The first thing I'll mention is about policy. But I won't want to go into that because that is a government. It's another level. Okay. Government inclusive, and also United Nations Environmental Program role. But if you look at it from two aspects, we have the, let me say, the micro environment and also the macro environment. I can put it that way, that we are not doing enough to make the environment what the environment wants to be. Because the environment is itself is a living, a living organism. Yes, because we have many organisms around, animals. They all make up the environment. Aside the humans, who are making impact in the environment and causing so many harms and sometimes good. So for me, the environment is crying. You can say that. And then our habits too is affecting a lot of things about the environment. The way we deal with plastics, the way we even when it comes to urban and regional planning, it's another area to look into. And once again, that's another aspect of the government inclusion there. But individually, everyone has a role to play. Okay. In ensuring that the environment is in good shape. And it starts from our mindset. When we have a growth mindset about the environment, then our environment will be better. And it has to do with learning. Learning to know that, okay, this is our environment. We have nowhere to go. We have no other place to go. Of course, Elon Musk and some other guys are preparing to scale, to help us scale the earth. But the point is, this is still the only place we have realistically. And the only way we can make it better environmentally is to change our mindset about how we want our environment to be. It must be a deliberate action. The theme for this year is land restoration, desertification, and drought resilience. These three subjects are very crucial to our existence.
For you, I would say you've seen it all, but at least on a larger perspective, on a larger scale, your idea of a good environment, what should it constitute?
Okay, Okay, first, a good environment should not just be an environment that is free from waste, from garbage, unnecessary, substances, oil spillage, and all that. A good environment should be an environment that accommodates every organism. Yes, and that's why we talk about conservation.
Okay.
Some countries, they are sponsoring, even organizations and companies, they are sponsoring, they are investing in conservation. You see hunters killing animals. You see the environment some people have created around themselves is not healthy for animals. It's not even healthy for human beings too. So I think we should take action and make the environment better.
We should take action and make the environment better. Let's look at some factors here that mitigate certain things around the environment. Waste disposal. This
Yes.
Is one of the major things. Some people just tend to throw their waste as they want. You have plastic bottles littered all over the roads, the gutters, drainages. You have plastic bottles littered all over on waterways. Even the sea, the ocean. You have loads. Isn't this constituting? Isn't this constituting issues to the environment and to the animals that we have in the sea, in the waters as well?
Of course, you're right. It's causing more harm than we think. We know and we feel it's not good. Everybody says it's not good. But we don't know that it's causing more harm than we think. And the ripple effect in the future might be more dangerous than imagined. And as I said the other time, we have to talk about the policy aspect when it comes to waste, plastic pollution. We have to talk about the education aspect too, because then we have to talk about the advocacy too, because you can't put up a policy without educating people, without first getting information from the community, from the society. So for example, I wrote a book, Remy Saves the Planet. And the book, I had to do some research. I had to ask questions. I had to do focus group discussion. I wanted to know people's perception, children's perception especially, because they are the ones that will lead the environment very soon. The ones that will take more action in the future. And I discovered that their orientation is poor. So you see children who believe that bottles can be thrown on the floor. There's nothing wrong about it. So what can be done? So I decided to write a book on it. And the story is about a young girl who saw that plastic was causing problem, and she addressed the issues. She spoke to animals, she spoke to people, she spoke to drainages and all that. And she was able to bring in a solution. She was able to create the awareness, which is what we need in this present situation in Nigeria and all over the world too.
Wow. Talking about children, and I know just as you rightly said, you're trying to educate the children via, and I said it earlier, you're an author.
Yes.
Yeah. How well and how accessible, how accommodating will it be for children, the younger ones, to be able to understand what it entails not to dispose plastic bottles, biscuit nylon, and what have you, just anywhere, so that they are more prone to sicknesses and what have you.
Yes.
That this
they're vulnerable.
They're vulnerable. Thank you for helping me out there. Compared to of course, we are older, but then they are more vulnerable. How well are you doing this for children to give them a holistic idea that you don't do this?
Okay, yes, like I said, I always go back to policy. I always speak about the policy aspect. But I personally have done little I could do. I've been to some schools, in fact, this year to speak to children. I have a customized vest, where I wrote there, "Let's save our planet." I taught the children songs, and we did some activities. And later we'll still be doing tree planting and so on. But I think that's which I believe we go further is the book, which even the state government is about to approve now. The book will go far because it's a story, and it will create that awareness in them. They will see the problems, they see the pollution, and then they can give the solution to the problem.
Quickly, let's look at, there are so many big companies in our dear nation, Nigeria today, and all over the world at large here. You see some of them having their trunks of generating sets. They blow out carbon monoxide into the air, and the emissions, into the air. You have countries of the world where all these things are not a waste. They tend to know there's always a recycling thing. What can be done? How can governments, I know you might probably say policy again, what can governments at the level, the subnationals, do to use this as a means of generating better idea for their administration?
I'm sure the government is really doing some research on that. We have firms also doing research on energy generation, gas, flaring, looking at so many areas. In fact, there was a time Nigeria was wasting cooking gas. I'm aware, we're all aware of that. But I think now things are getting, they're getting to be reviewed. I think there's a kind of awareness on that area. I'm not I'm not into will I call it gas, oil and gas. I'm not into oil and gas. But the thing is, it's polluting the environment too. Different kinds of smokes and emissions from industries is affecting the environment too. And I think what can be done more is to still educate the industrialists to see a better way of, if possible, capping those gases, those dangerous gases and wastes, and looking at what they can be used for.
Mr. Simi, before I allow you go at this point in time, let's look at who you are. You're a man of so many parts, and I know you lecture at one of the universities here in Osogbo, Osun State capital here. How have you been able to, how do you cope with it? Because I look at the nature of what you do, they are not mild, they are Herculean tasks. How do you cope with this as a person?
Okay, there's an adage that says, or let's say a quote, that says, when the use of a particular thing is not known, then abuse is inevitable. And I believe we don't have one talent or two talents. Some people have one, some have 10, but there's a focus, which is education. I'm an educator. And I believe that education cut across every aspect of our life. And I'm also the director of education for Nigerian Youth Congress in Osun State.
Great, great.
So I see these activities as a way of, replenishing myself and also giving back to the world. Of course, I work as a 21st century skills trainer, but importantly, there are other areas we look into. Just like a governor, he's not a jack of all trades, but of course, he looks into a lot of files, he looks into issues, he speaks about solutions to problems, and gives direction to them. So I cope.
Yeah. Oh, okay. he hopes he will let us know what that hope is as I call it a wrap with him on the show. Thank you most sincerely for your time and for enlightening us on why we need to have a very good environment. It's very important. And Mr. Stephen Okeowo, he is an environmentalist, he is an author, a lecturer, he is a man, he's the youth president.
Yeah, the director of education.
Director of youth as well. So many feathers to his cap. Thank you so much, Mr. Stephen Okeowo, for taking time out to be with us. All right, quickly, let's take our fruit report. And when I come back, I'll come and be saying my final BYE on the show. Please stay with us. It's still Western Spring Television. It's still Morning Spring. Yeah, it's still Spring Delight, beg your pardon, right here. Good morning.
A mango is an edible stone fruit produced by the tropical tree Mangifera indica. It is believed to have originated in Southern Asia, particularly in eastern India, Bangladesh, and the Andaman Island. Mangifera indica has been cultivated in South and Southeast Asia since ancient times, resulting in two types of modern mango cultivars, the Indian type and the Southeast Asian type. Other species in the genus Mangifera also produce edible fruits that are also called mangoes, the majority of which are found in the Malaysian ecoregion. Worldwide, there are several hundred cultivars of mango, depending on the cultivar. Mango fruit varies in size, shape, sweetness, skin color, and flesh color, which may be pale, yellow, gold, green, or orange. Mango is the national fruit of India, Pakistan, and the Philippines, while the mango tree is the national tree of Bangladesh. Mango trees grow to 30 to 40 meters, 98 to 131 feet tall, with a crown radius of 10 to 15 meters, 33 to 49 feet. The trees are long-lived as some specimens still fruit after 300 years. In deep soil, the taproot descends to a depth of 6 meters, 20 feet, with profuse wide-spreading feeders roots and anchor roots penetrating deeply into the soil. The leaves are evergreen, alternate, simple, 15 to 35 centimeters. While the leaves are young, they are orange-pink, rapidly changing to a dark glossy red, then dark green as they mature. The flowers are produced in terminal panicles, 10 to 40 centimeters long. Each flower is small and white with 5 petals, with a mild and sweet fragrance. Over 500 varieties of mangoes are known, many of which ripen in summer, while some give a double crop. The fruit takes 4 to 5 months from flowering to ripening. The ripe fruit varies according to cultivar in size, shape, color, sweetness, and eating quality, depending on the cultivar. Fruits are variously yellow, orange, red, or green. The fruit has a single flat oblong pit that can be fibrous or airy to the surface and does not separate easily from the pulp. The fruits may be somewhat round, oval, or kidney-shaped, ranging from 5 to 25 centimeters in length and 140 grams to 2 kilometers in weight per individual fruit. The skin is leather-like, waxy, smooth, and fragrant, with colors ranging from green to yellow, yellow, orange, yellow to red, or blushed with various shades of red, purple, pink, or yellow when fully ripe. Ripe intact mangoes give off a distinctive resinous sweet smell. Mango trees grow readily from seeds, with germination success highest when seeds are obtained from
Yeah, definitely. That's the wrap of the show. Thank you most sincerely. I don't know what Babaloy is looking for Ibu. I don't know. You'll find your Ibu. I'd like to thank you all for being a part of the show this morning. Thank you most sincerely to the directors, the producers, the camera team. Thank you everybody for really supporting this on the show Spring Delight from Western Spring Television. We'll be back again next week Saturday on another scintillating edition of the program. God bless you. Please have a fruitful weekend. Enjoy the rest of the weekend, and please stay out of trouble, because trouble brews nothing good. Tunde Idowu is my name, at Irresistible TD on X. I'll see you next week. Bye for now.